Hello everyone, this is Mr. G. I'm going to be helping you guys out with assignment number 5. I'm going to be doing 5 problems, but first a quick review. We're going to be doing the sum and difference of two cubes. So if you see a problem that looks like a variable cubed plus a number that could possibly be a cubic number, then you can use this equation. A plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. If it's the sum of cubes, it will have the same sign at first in the first binomial. The next sign will always be opposite, and the last sign will always be positive. Taking a look at the difference of cubes, we have a cubed minus b cubed. That one's a very similar equation, except we have a minus b. But again, this is the same sign as this one. The next sign is always opposite, so in this case it's positive, and then the last one is always positive. So if you look at the top and bottom, they look very similar except the signs are different. You can remember the sign difference using this helpful acronym SOAP, which stands for same, opposite, always positive, or in Spanish, los signos son igual, opuesto, siempre positivo. Thank you. Okay, we're going to be starting with problem 1D, which you can find on page 10 in assignment 5. The problem says 125 minus r cubed. So I already see a cube here, but I also want to see this number expressed as a number to the third power, a number cubed. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this problem. So what number times itself and times itself again will give me 125? I'll give you guys a hint. It has something to do with this number right here, the number 5. It is 5 cubed. 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 5, 125. The r is already written in terms of something cubed. So now I can easily see that my a term is going to be 5 and my b term is going to be r. Just for practice, I'm going to rewrite my difference of cubes formula, a minus b times a squared plus a times b plus b squared. Let me double check to make sure I got everything right. Same sign, opposite, always positive. Okay, looks good. So I just plug in my a value and my b value. A is 5 minus b is r. A is 5. This gets a squared plus a times b, so 5 times r plus b squared. So I'll write r squared. We're almost done. I just have to simplify one thing. The 5 minus r is already simplified. I can just bring it down. The 5 squared we have to simplify. 5 times 5, 25. Everything else you can just bring it down. So that's our final answer. Okay, problem F. First thing I'm going to do is try to rewrite this in terms of cubic numbers. I'm going to start with the number 54. So thinking about the cubic numbers, I have 1 cubed is equal to 1, 2 cubed is equal to 8, 3 cubed is equal to 27. As you can see, cubic numbers get big really fast. 4 cubed is equal to 64. So we just skipped right over 54. 54 should have been somewhere between 27 and 64, right? So this number can be written as a perfect cube. Oh wait, I forgot to check something. I forgot to check for the GCF. GCF, greatest common factor. So what's the greatest common factor of 2m and 54? It is 2. So the first thing before we try rewriting this is to take out the GCF. So I'll take out the GCF of 2, and I'm left with m cubed plus 27 on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that problem down here where I have more space. 2m cubed plus 27. Now I'm going to rewrite it. 2m cubed. If you remember from the list at the top, 27 is the same thing as 3 cubed. So m will be my A term, 3 will be my B term. This is going to be a sum of cubes. So I'll write down my sum of cubes equation or formula, which is a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Now the only difference here is that besides this formula, we already also have this number 2 in front. So go ahead and bring that down and then continue with the rest of the formula. My a is m, my b is 3, and so on. So I'll have m squared minus m times 3, which is 3m, plus b squared, which is 3 squared. And all I have to do is just simplify that last term. So I'll just rewrite down everything. And then 3 squared is 9. So that's the final answer. Problem 2b, 8x cubed plus 125y cubed. This problem is more difficult than the last two we worked on. Both of these are more complex expressions. They're not just a number, not just a variable, they're both. So let's take a little bit longer to break them down. 8x cubed. I need to think about what expression times itself and times itself again is going to give me 8x cubed. So you can do it in two parts. You can look at the 8 and think, what's the cube root of 8? One number times itself and times itself again gives me 8. That's 2. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And then x cubed, you can break it down into 3 parts, x times x times x. So the expression I'm looking for is 2x. And then 125y cubed, we can also break that down the same way. I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. What's the cube root of 125? It's going to be 5 times 5 times 5. Y cubed is y times y times y. So then that means I can rewrite this as 2x cubed plus 5y cubed. Oops, that's cubed. So then that means that this is my a term, this is my b term. I'll write down my expression. A plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. If you already got this formula down, go ahead and skip that step and just go straight into writing it down. So I have 2x plus 5y parentheses. I have a squared, so I'm going to write down 2x, but I'm going to include the parentheses this time, and then I'm going to put an exponent 2 there. You'll see why in a sec. Then minus, again I'm going to include the parentheses, 2x times b, which is 5y, and then plus 5y squared. Now we have quite a bit of simplification to do in the trinomial part of this. Whoops, let me try that again. 2x plus 5y, so this I can just bring down, this is already simplified. Then this part, the 2x squared, this means 2x times 2x, which will give me 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. Then I have 2x times 5y, that will give me 10xy. Finally, 5y times 5y is going to be 25y squared. So that's your final answer. Let's take a look at problem number 3. The value of one share of a company's stock over 15 business days is shown on the graph. Find the rate of change in the value of one share of the company's stock in dollars per day from day 0 to day 15. So let's take a closer look at that graph. Let me just make sure you can see every part of the graph. Give me a sec. Okay, so value of one share of stock over 15 days. So right here, we have the day number on the x-axis, and then the y-axis is value of one share in dollars. So from day 0 to day 15 will be over here, 15. How much value did we gain from our stock pick? So at 0, we're going to be at 5. The number between 4 and 6 is 5. And then this value at day 15, we trace it all the way back. The number between 10 and 12 is 11. So what's the difference between 11 and 5? 11 minus 5. How much value did we gain? We got $6 in profit. How long did it take us to make that money? From 0 to 15. 15 minus 0, that was 15 days. So this should hopefully sound familiar, this process. That is the change in y over the change in x, which the formula for it is delta y over delta x is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In this case, our change in y is how much money did we get? How much money was gained in those 15 days? Hopefully gained. In this case, it was gained $6. And it took us 15 days to make those $6 of profit. So let me scroll down and we'll finish up the problems by simplifying. So it's $6 over 15 days. $6 over 15 days. So this is what's called our rate of change. If we simplify, if we divide both numbers by 3, we'll get 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So in other words, we get $2 every 5 days. And that's our final answer. You can also think about it as 40 cents every day, every 5 days. Problem 4. The complete graph of the function f is shown in the xy plane. Which of the following are equal to 1? So what is this problem asking us? Equal to 1. So it's asking, when we plug in -4 into the function, does that equal 1? Is the output equal to 1 at f of -4? So let's take a look at the graph. The output 1 exists on this line on the graph. The inputs exist on the x-axis. So at x equals -4, that's right there. X equals -4. Is that at 1? Yes, it is. So that one works. Now we're going to look at f of 3/2. 3/2 is the same thing as 1.5, which is right between 1 and 2. So here's 3/2. Is the output there 1? Yes, it is. The graph kind of flattens out there, and it flattens out right at 1. So that one also works. And now we're going to look at f of 3. When we plug in 3, what do we get? That is also at 1. So that one also works. So our answer, since we have multiple choice, our answer is D, 1, 2, and 3. They all work on this graph. When we plug them in, the output value is 1. Alright students, thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button, it really helps out the channel. And also check out today's sponsor, which was Jabón Sote. Whether you want to wash your hands, take a shower, or wash your clothes, Jabón Sote does it all. Thank you guys again for watching. This has been Mr. G.